It never happened. One of the greatest quarterbacks in history of Miami Hurricane football. Start Dave Portnoy. Bench Big Tech. Cut Coach Mario.
What's up, everybody? Today I am joined by the face of Miami Hurricane sports, the internet GOAT per Dave Portnoy, the one and only Danny Boy King.
Hey guys, good afternoon. Thank you for having me on, Ben.
Danny, it's great to have you here. I am a longtime fan, longtime follower. Welcome to the show. Do you think Cam Ward deserves a statue outside of Hard Rock Stadium?
Ben, one of the great quarterbacks of all time, not one of the greatest quarterbacks in history of Miami Hurricane football. But honestly, I'm going to have to say no on that. And the reason I say no on that is because as great as he did, as great as he was, could not close the deal, not get to the AC championship game, and not get to the playoff and win a title. All the great, Dorsey won a title. Kelly didn't win a title, to be fair on that. Bernie won a title. Walsh won a title. Gino won a title. Dorsey won a title. Yes, we've had some great quarterbacks, but those are the four QBs that have won championships. If anyone deserves a statue on that, honestly, if I had to put a quarterback that deserves a statue at UM, I would have to say Gino Torretta.
Do you think if Cam Ward's dad was the coach, he would have a statue?
Honestly, I would have to say no.
Well, Dan, so something that we're doing here with the podcast is we're talking to a lot of people that are super fans, and they run social media pages on behalf of the team. And I love diving into some of the lore. How'd you get into Miami sports?
I followed them since 1980, but really getting into it more in 1983 when they won the first championship in the Orange Bowl against Nebraska. But I've seen all the great ones come by. Like I said, Bernie, Jimmy Johnson, Michael Irvin, Warren Sapp, Russell Maryland, all those greats that have come through the youth. Later years, you had Ed Reed and Sean Taylor, and also Dwayne Starks for a little while.
Those are the years.
Those great players. But
yeah,
I've been a big Hurricane fan.
Yeah,
Believe it or not, but I did not go to the Orange Bowl for the first time, believe it or not, until 1999 against Syracuse. Wow. I'd seen it on TV, but never a game in person. My first in-game experience with the Miami Hurricanes was 1999, later on against Syracuse. Wow. And I've been to big games like the FSU games. I went to the Washington game in 2001. I went to the Florida game in 2003 in the Orange Bowl. I went 2004 against Florida State. That was the game that was postponed by the hurricane. And I've been on the road. I've been to roadies a few times: Gainesville, Tallahassee, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, New Brunswick, Piscataway. I've been to Boston. Been to Texas a few times, and I have to tell you, it's quite an experience when you see the Canes in person. You see the fan base, how good they are, especially the fans that travel to the games. I mean, really, there's nothing else like it.
Do Miami fans travel well?
Oh yes. People will say they don't travel well. Don't believe that for a second. The fans do travel.
Who's public enemy number one to Danny Boy Kane?
I don't know, and I don't care, to be quite honest.
I love that answer. Who would you say are Miami's biggest rivals?
Definitely Florida State for one, although they've been down. I don't expect them to be 2-10 again. There's no way I expect them to be 2-10. Florida, we don't play them that much. Notre Dame, who we play opening night at Hard Rock Stadium, you all know about the Catholics and convicts battle there. I go Virginia Tech in recent years. I mean, Virginia Tech, we all know about what happened last year, but during the years of Beamer Ball, you knew when they had Bud Foster there, you knew you were going to be in a fight for 4 quarters with that team. Boston College, though not as much in recent years. I could say a lot of teams, but to me, the 3 big ones are FSU, Florida, Notre Dame.
Okay, I like that list. I like that list. So you've been a fan for a long time, and I think Miami, compared to a lot of programs, has had really high highs and really low lows. And so last season, you're sitting at 9-0 before things start to go off the rails. What happened?
Yeah, a couple of things. People started to figure us out defensively. The Georgia Tech game really stood out to me because the fact they just killed us on the jet sweeps. I mean, we had no answer for that. Every time they would run a sweep to the outside, we had no answer for that. We could not control the angle. I mean, it all fell apart. To me, the Georgia Tech game was a perfect example of that. I mean, they killed us every which way going outside. But now with Heidelman here as defensive coordinator, Lance Guidry now gone, I think you're going to see that start to correct itself. You're not going to see many teams go to the outside because we're going to be able to pick that up now going forward.
Okay. So a little bit of schematic changes.
Yeah, more schematically. Yeah, more so.
Yeah, because it can't be the NIL dollars because Miami is flush with cash, correct?
Yeah, I think we're good with the NIL front. I mean, come on. People say we don't have NIL money. I mean, that's a bunch of baloney. We have the NIL money. It's there.
So when you got the news about Carson Beck transferring to Miami, what was your instant reaction?
My instant reaction was, listen, Carson Beck, when healthy. People forget, he's won, if I'm not mistaken, hasn't he won a national championship at Georgia? Albeit as a backup.
Yeah.
I'm sure he did, yeah. When Carson Beck is healthy, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Okay? You don't go from, and at Georgia, he didn't have a good line as the line he's going to have here. Now, and I'm not to say Georgia isn't good. Georgia's damn good, especially defensively. I mean, come on. But Georgia's offensive line, me, at times, when he was there, may have been a little suspect. But let me tell you something. He's not going to have that problem here. Not with the offensive line we have here. I mean, when he's healthy and he's upright, he's going to pick apart defenses, especially when he's healthy.
I'm sure that factored into his decision of.
I'm sure. Oh, yeah, it did. It did. No question.
Yeah, Carson Beck doesn't strike me as a guy who wants to take a hit.
No.
Do you concern yourself with any of his off-the-field activities?
Yeah, the off-the-field thing, what he does with his time is his thing. Just know one thing. When he's on the field, when he's in the practice field, and when he's on the field, guy's all business. The guy knows he's there to do a job, and the job is to take care of business and win football games.
All he's doing is Snapchatting some ladies anyway, right?
Yeah, I don't bother. That was a bother. As long as you win on the field, I don't care what you do. Just know when you're on that football field, you're there to do a job, and that's win, and that's win games. That's all you're there to do.
Oh, yes, sir. That's a great way to put it. So it's exciting leading into this season. And one of your big rivals is, I believe, I don't know if it's week 0 or week 1.
Week 1, Notre Dame, Sunday Night Football on ABC, 7:30 Eastern at Hard Rock Stadium.
So per DraftKings, week 1, Notre Dame at Hard Rock Stadium against Miami Hurricanes, 73% of the money was on Notre Dame. What do you think about that?
I'll tell you this. Notre Dame starting a first-time quarterback. Likely going to be C.J. Carr. Yes, Notre Dame's a very good team. Notre Dame went to the championship game a year ago. I don't expect it to be 41-8 like it was in 17 when they came to our building and we blew them out. I don't expect that this time. But Notre Dame's very good, especially their running game, especially with Love back there. And they have other backs, but Love is their feature back. That's the guy they lean on a lot. And that's the guy we're going to have to stop in this football game. If we could take care of Love, our front four can get to Carr and put pressure on him relentlessly. I think we can force mistakes against our front four. But let me tell you, Notre Dame's defense to me is still pretty good. Yes, they lost Al Golden, their defensive coordinator. Now I believe he's in Cincinnati, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he's in Cincinnati, but yeah. When you talk about a defense, that's still a pretty darn good defense we're going to be facing. Okay. And they have a pretty good corner. I believe he's an All-American. I could tell you this. It's not going to be 41-8 again. I think it's going to be a 4-quarter fight. But I think our crowd, and I think we will make just enough plays to win this football game against a very good Notre Dame team. And Marcus Freeman's a pretty damn good coach, let me tell you.
He most certainly is, and that's a good fan base too. I was down at the national championship and met a lot of those guys. It's a good fan base too. They'll be outnumbered at Hard Rock Stadium, that's for sure, but they'll be there.
And those fans travel. I'm not gonna lie, those fans travel.
Oh, they're everywhere. They just live everywhere.
They're around the world. To be quite honest.
I mean, you know your stuff about the X's and O's here, and are making picks. I'm curious. Tell me about the relationship with the Barstool guys. Are they going to you for weekly picks?
No, not really. To be honest, not really.
How'd you get connected with them?
Well, Dave Portnoy, and I'll tell you a little story about that. Dave Portnoy, we've been talking online for about 12 years until we met last year. Dave Portnoy, I tell you, he was in Tampa, in the Tampa Bay area doing pizza reviews. And he was about to leave, and then I DM'd him. I said, Dave, I understand you're doing pizza reviews. There's a pizza review I want you to taste in Tampa called Marina's Pizza and Pasta in Westchase by me. So he came up, I met him. I said, Dave, after 12 years, we finally meet. I said, Dave, and I told the Marina's guys, because they know me. I said, guys, I'm bringing a very important visitor in here. A very important visitor. And they turned out it was Portnoy. So he ordered the pizza. And the funny story is he had so many pizzas in his trunk. Holy cow. So he gave me the pizzas, and then my brother and his wife and I shared the pizza. No, I brought it home. We shared the pizza. But I took, as a little bonus, I took him to a place called McDivitt's. The owner wasn't there at the time. I introduced him to my people, because the people there know me too. The only regret, and the owner tells me later, couple weeks later, he said, Danny, I mean, if nobody told the owner he was coming. It was just, for us, it was just a spot on thing. If he had been here, I know the owner would have loved to have met him.
Totally.
And I would have introduced him to him easily.
Now, when you're talking football with Dave Portnoy, does he know ball?
Oh yeah, he does. He does.
You'd be able to.
He even tells me, Danny, he told me, Danny, you're slipping a little bit. You got to start being up to date on these things. And sure enough, I'm trying to be up to date on. In fact, I'm starting to do my first review. I'm starting to do my first 12-part opponent preview series later this week.
Man, that sounds like a real iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, I like it. He's a good guy. Good guy, nice guy. Hope I can do another pizza review with him down the road.
Oh, I'm sure, and I'm sure I will be watching it.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Great. I want to do a round of start, bench, cut with you. I'm curious to hear your takes on this one. So start, bench, cut. Carson Beck, DJ Lagway, Lenoris Sellers.
Okay. Start Carson Beck, and I'm going to preface that when healthy. And bench DJ Lagway, though Lagway and I saw him in person last year. I told my Gator cousin on this. I said, listen, don't waste the talent on this guy. This guy is good. This guy is special. You got a special one there in Gainesville. And then cut Lenoris Sellers. I don't know much about Sellers, to be quite honest.
Yeah, Sellers picked up a little bit last season. I think he had a couple good games towards the end, a couple breakout games I remember. I think he's I think people see a really high ceiling and potentially a low floor with him. It'll be exciting to see how it shakes out. Okay, round 2, start, bench, cut.
Okay,
we're going to go Dave Portnoy, Barstool Big Cat, and Coach Mario.
Ooh, this is a tough one. I got to start Dave Portnoy. Listen, I love all three. Don't get me wrong. I love all three. They're good guys. But tough spot, start Dave Portnoy. Bench Big Cat. Remember, to be fair, I've met both of them. I met Big Cat at the Final Four 2 years ago. 3 years ago, I met him. And then cut Coach Mario. It's painful for me to do that, but that's the way I would go.
Hey, respectable answer. I put you in a tough spot with that one. It's a great answer. So, I mean, what are your expectations for this season for the Hurricanes? Is it
Simple.
ACC championship or bust?
That's the way it is. It's ACC championship. It's get to Charlotte, or it's a failed season. We have the talent. The talent's in place. The offensive line's there. The defense is in place. There's no more excuses. Mario won 10 a year ago, but did not. Like you said, the 1-3 in November. That's a black mark on them in November, December. You have to win this year. You've got to get to Charlotte and get to the playoff. Anything less than that, it's a failed season. That's simple.
And the over-under set at 8.5.
I'm going way over.
Way over.
I'm going close to 11.
Oh, yeah. We're putting the mortgage on this one.
I'm putting 11. I think the only loss we have, I say, will be at SMU.
Okay.
And don't. I'll tell you, SMU is a dangerous team. That's a dangerous team. Rhett Lashley's got a team that could possibly win the whole thing. That could maybe win the whole thing. He's got an offense to do it. But and that team's very good. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with for years.
Just based on how things went last season, I think the last 2 games of the season are sneaky. At Virginia Tech in Blacksburg, and then at Pittsburgh in Pitt.
2 cold weather cities. I know that's going to be tough down the stretch. So I've got to see where we are at that point.
Pitt gets. I went to school at Virginia, so I'm a Virginia fan. My sister's at Pittsburgh, so I went to Virginia at Pitt last year.
Yeah, one of my guys is up at Pittsburgh. One of my guys who's the owner of the wing bar I told you about. He's from Pittsburgh.
Oh, nice.
And he's wanted me to go to Pittsburgh. He wants me to go up there. We talk. It's Thanksgiving weekend. I don't know. I'm thinking about it at this point.
Hey, it could be a big game. If it's a big game, if it matters, it could be a good one to be at. It's a good stadium.
Yeah, I've been there. I was there in 2018, and it was pretty good, pretty impressive. I must tell you.
I'm curious now to kind of shift gears a little bit towards Fanstake. So I know we've chatted a little bit about Fanstake. Right now, we're a platform where fans can crowdfund and get together to put money towards a player to help recruit a high school athlete, retain an existing player on their team, or potentially recruit a transfer from the portal. Right now, we're in a little bit of an interesting spot. The rosters are set, and the idea is once a player has a really strong game, fans are going to want to stake them to prevent them from hitting the portal. Are there any young players that you think could be flight risks for the transfer portal already before the season starts, or is everyone just always considering it these days?
Nowadays, you have to consider. You'd be stupid not to consider going into the portal. But if there's a guy there's some guys I want to protect. It would be Jordan Lyle for one, Mark Fletcher another. I would want to protect JoJo Trader, and I'd want to protect Luke Nickel, and especially Coleman and Darian Coleman from 26. Those are the guys I'd want to protect on the offense side.
See, that's an important list because I talk to a lot of fans, and people will say, "Who do you think I should stake?" And I say, "I'm a Virginia fan. I don't know who should stake for Miami." And
I think the guy should stake. If you had to stake somebody, to me, it would have to be Jordan Lyle. To me, it'd be Jordan Lyle.
All right, that's a great answer. I think that gives the fans kind of need a little bit of direction sometimes, especially younger folks or more fringe folks that might not know all the details. They need someone to point them in the right direction because people do in earnest want to support their team and be a part of it and have not just put money on their team, but have like a real stake in the team. And sometimes they're not so sure who to put their money on, or we also have team pools. What we're building actually in the future is going to be games where you and Miami fans are pit against Notre Dame fans to make picks for week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever does better in terms of their picks will win rewards to give back to the team. So it's either you guys winning or your rivals winning. That's why I ask about the rivals. It's always good to understand.
Okay.
Is that something that you could see Miami fans rallying behind, of free-to-play games in order to support their team?
Yeah, I could see it down the road. I mean, listen, we're all hurt. At the end of the day, we're fans. We're passionate fans, and some of our fan base is very passionate. But at the same time, listen, at the end of the day, we all want the same thing: success for our teams, and that's what we want to go with.
Is there a moment that stands out to you from your whole history of being a Miami fan where it clicked, where it went up a notch of, okay, this is my team, whether it was an early age, a win, or maybe a devastating loss where you're like, I'm going to ride with these guys?
I would have to say, for me, the one that stands out to me is the Penn State one in 1980. When Penn State was number one in the country. And Miami Jim Kelly and company pulled the upset. And that moment I said, hey, this Howard Schnellenberger was going to build a championship team. This team was going to be special and could have won in 81, but 81 we were on probation, lost 2 games with 9-2, wasn't bowl eligible, we're on probation. I don't know for some stuff some stuff. 82 was the year. If Kelly hadn't gotten hurt, that might have been the year we won the whole thing. But then Bernie comes in as a freshman in 83, loses Florida in the opener, and then went off and win 11 straight, including the Orange Bowl win against Nebraska to win the first title. I mean, for me, everything clicked. That little period in time really cemented me and say, hey, this team is going to be great. This team is going to be great for years to come. Yep,
and Miami has such a rich history, and that's a nice peak that really kicked off a run. And now, and thinking to the future for Miami football, not just this season, but even longer term, we had breaking news today that UNC is looking for a way out of the ACC per On3 reporting.
Okay.
Do you think Miami is looking to leave the ACC?
It would have to be the right deal. I've seen those reports as well. Big Ten's going to be a player here for Miami. That's been rumored for a while now. In fact, one of our guys has said if we do leave, it would be they'd have to give 1 year notice. So it would be maybe 26, the end of next year, 27 to give the ACC notice that we would leave for the Big Ten. I would say either 28, maybe 29. But I'm thinking it's going to be in the next 2-3 years that Miami will go to the Big Ten.
And do you think Miami can hang in the Big Ten?
That to me is an interesting question. I would have to say we can, but no one in the Big Ten is going to be much tougher than it is in the ACC now. I think in the ACC we have it pretty good right now, but if we go to the Big Ten, you're going to go to those cold weather cities. You're going to go to Minneapolis. You're going to go to Ann Arbor. You're going to go to Columbus. You're going to go to Happy Valley. You're going to go to New Brunswick, to the Piscataway. You're going to go to those places. You're going to go to College Park, Maryland. That's not going to be easy to do, going in those cold weather cities. But at the same time, they got to come south to Hard Rock Stadium. And those are from a matchup perspective, I like it because you get the bigger names coming to Hard Rock, but that's going to be tough if we go to the Big Ten. It's not going to be easy. If it happens.
No, it's a tough conference. And I think year over year, you almost see, I think the playing field's leveling out. I think that's what the NIL is doing is you have less concentrated pools of talent of every 5-star at Alabama, even if they're the third string. And they're saying, I'd rather play and also make more money somewhere else. So you're getting a lot of, talent spread out to some of these, Minnesotas and Rutgers, and I think year over year you'll see a lot of these teams start to take some leaps. Last final question. I know it's a sensitive topic, and I actually don't know all of the lore, so don't hold it against me.
Okay.
But I have to ask, Danny Boy Kane, were you attacked by a bear?
No, unequivocally, absolutely, 1,000% no.
And for the people who think you were, what do you have to say to them?
Yeah, they can say what they want. I don't really care, to be quite honest. I said point blank, listen, it never happened. It never happened in the first place, and it's not going to happen. It would never happen, ever. People just say that, to get under my skin. I've come to realize that now, years later. They do that to get under your skin. Because I tell you point blank, Ben, it never happened. Period.
You heard it here. It never happened. Reported on Fanstake Radio. Clip it. Well, Danny, thanks so much, man. It's great.
Hey, Ben, thank you for having me on, my friend. We'll definitely got to do this again down the road.